Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to learn how to do the RABONA. So the RABONA is essentially just a skillful way of kicking the ball. You can use it to cross and use it to shoot. It's most commonly used for crossing, but there are a few goals even at the top level that have been scored using the RABONA kick. So essentially what you're doing is you're putting your planting foot down and using your strong leg to come behind the planting leg to strike the ball. So it's a little bit of a different technique, but it's actually very simple once we've practiced it and once we understand the fundamentals. So let's get right into the step-by-step tutorial. So step one is placing your standing foot beside the ball pointing towards your target, and you want to have a little bit more room. Usually when you're shooting a normal strike, you want your foot quite close, but for the RABONA, you actually want to have a bit more distance, so you give yourself enough room to get that leg behind without kicking your own heel. So the next point is the striking area on the foot you want to be making contact with on the ball. And this is where I see most players getting it wrong. Because it's a different technique, it's a little bit awkward at first. I see a lot of players wanting to dig underneath that ball, trying to chip it almost. They almost make this kind of technique. They almost hop a little bit and the foot digs right underneath. So they're digging their toes underneath the ball and the ball just kind of chips. There's no power in it, no spin or anything like that. It's pretty ineffective for using, especially in a match situation. So what you want to be doing is exposing the sweet spot of your foot. So the higher up on your foot you go, the denser the bones are, so you're going to get a cleaner strike. So you want to hit more towards the laces, right at the top of the foot here. The bones are really nice and hard, so when you make contact on that ball, it's going to have more of an effect. You're going to generate a lot more power, it's going to be a sweeter strike and a lot more difficult for the goalkeeper to save, or if you're crossing the ball, it's going to travel more distance and more likely to get all the way into the box. So something that's going to help you generate a lot more power and allow you to hit that sweet spot of the foot that gives you a cleaner strike is having a bend in that standing leg. If you're upright, chances are you're going to just do that digging under the ball, it's just going to chip like we were talking about before. But if you have a slight bend in the knee, that's going to allow you to get lower, so you can create more of an angle on your foot. If you're upright, it's really hard to get that angle. But if you've bent your knee slightly, you can really get that foot underneath and expose those laces here. So a slight bend in the knee, good distance between you and the ball, so you can really hook that foot around, wrap it around that ball and generate more power. So let's talk about the area of the ball we want to be striking. So to create that finesse effect where it's got a little bit of curl and also a little bit of top spin, you want to be hitting the lower left-hand side of the ball. So you make contact initially with the lower left-hand side, and then because your foot's nice and flat and at an angle, as you follow through, it's going to wrap around that ball, hitting diagonally upwards to create that top spin and curl as well, and it should land nicely into that side netting area. And the final point is your follow through. So I see a lot of players when they're kicking the ball, they just want to hop off the foot. And this is typically because they've got their standing foot too close to the ball. If you give yourself a good amount of distance, you can really wrap your foot around and allow your leg to swing through that ball after you've struck it. That's going to generate more power. So those are all my tips for performing a successful RABONA. Make sure you practice one many times in training before ever attempting it in a match so that you don't look foolish and get your legs tangled and fall over. It's going to be very embarrassing. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.